This is the most important part. You're pulling water down with each stroke, and you finish your stroke almost at your chest or core level. I think this is the first time I'll recommend this drill for someone that does triathlons. Barrett sent us a video, and there's something really important that we need to talk about. First, let's see what he does very well. He has good rotation. He holds the rotation while he's breathing. We've talked about that in the past, and he's doing that well. What I really like is he's gliding with his arms in line with his shoulder. Most people, even I struggle with this, we glide towards the surface. And that position creates drag as if we were pushing the water forward. Right now, Barrett is doing the gliding perfectly, gliding with his hands pointing forward, not up. Okay, what can he do better? And this is something you can work on and see if that works better for you. You're exhaling too much. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough time to exhale. You have two options. You can try breathing every 6 or 8 strokes. That is impossible to keep exhaling for the 6 or 8 strokes. And you're going to have to hold it in and then just exhale on the last minute. You don't have to exhale all the amount of air in your lungs before you take in. I know it sounds strange, but try it out. Just exhale a small amount. If you're breathing every 2, just exhale a small amount, around 30%, and breathe in quickly. It's not even a full breath. You'll feel the CO2 and the oxygen be more balanced in your body. Try it out and tell us if that works for you. Another thing is that when you're breathing, you're already pulling water down before your head comes up. Remember that we want to keep gliding until the head comes back, then we start pulling. I'll give you an example of how Leon Marchand does it. Or if you want a more long distance example, Wellbrook is an excellent mental model to mimic your stroke. This is the most important part. You're pulling water down with each stroke. And you finish your stroke almost at your chest or core level. You finish down and then you bring your arm out. And instead of pulling water towards your feet, you're pulling water down and then taking your hand out. Pulling water down, take your head out. We want to pull water towards the feet the whole way. This is the most important part you should worry about. Pulling water towards the feet, not towards the bottom of the pool. Because we want the hand to finish the stroke strong and past your hips, what I'm going to recommend, and it's going to sound crazy to recommend to a triathlete, is to do butterfly. If you get better at butterfly, you'll understand why you need to finish the stroke and pull towards your hips and towards your legs and not towards the bottom of the pool. At the beginning, you'll do the same. You're going to start pushing down to be able to breathe. But eventually, as you get more comfortable with the stroke, you'll understand that while you're breathing, you need to be moving forward and you're going to need to finish the stroke strong. Now, you can try it out, feel that last part of the stroke and pushing water towards the feet to move forward. Another drill that's less crazy, you can start touching your hips with your thumb, just making sure that you finish the stroke all the way towards the hips. The third drill you can try is sculling. We need this position, the L position at the beginning of the stroke. This is the most efficient way to swim and the fastest way to swim long distances. Because we want to focus on the arms that create the speed, we need to have this position. Now, you're going to need a lot of strength, stability, and flexibility on your shoulders. So you need to protect them doing external rotations and internal rotation exercises outside of the pool. The other part is you're creating a little too much drag with your feet. You're opening your legs too much when you're breathing. Just one kick. They're controlled, so they're not too bad. I would focus on the arms first, just to feel the speed. And then we need more subtle kicks. And you can grab a kickboard and kick just with one leg, just feeling bending the knee, but not extending the legs too much. Just feeling the knee bend and kicking down strongly. The fifth drill you can do is catch up. This will force you to wait for the arm gliding in front until your head comes back. Catch up is very tiring if you do it well. And the sixth, I mentioned before, breathing every 6 or 8 strokes. I'll leave the best exercises we've found for shoulder mobility, stability, and strength. If you find these videos helpful, then I want to be even more helpful for you. I'm looking for 12 swimmers I can help transform their swimming in 1 year of mentorship. If you want to apply, please fill out the form in the description below. External rotations. Sit on the floor or on a bench. Bend one knee. Make sure when you put your elbow on your knee, the upper arm is parallel to the ground. Go down slowly for 4 seconds, hold it for 2 seconds, and go up fast. The recommended dose is 6 to 12 reps. Choose the weight and the number of reps that almost makes you fail or lose perfect technique, but that you could still do 2 or 3 reps. Do the next exercise and then come back to this one. There are many ways you can do this exercise. The point is to push overhead. You can do this with dumbbells, with the barbell in front, or behind your head. Since this is a shoulder exercise, we are trying to avoid using our legs. Go down slowly. Hold the weight for at least 2 seconds and push it quickly. The recommended dose is 6 to 12 reps. Pull over. Lay on a bench perpendicular to your body. Grab a dumbbell and put it on your chest. Lift it up with both hands and then slowly lower it behind your head in order to stretch your thoracic spine. Don't forget to lower the hips as well when the weight is coming down. If you don't have a gym bench, try it with a chair. The recommended dose is 6 to 10 reps. Choose the weight that feels a little difficult but starts getting easier by the second round. After this exercise, do the 2 stretches below, then come back to this one. Shoulder stretch. Pull your arm across your chest with your other arm. Stretch the outside of your shoulder. You have probably done this stretch, but maybe not for 30 seconds and more than 1 round of each arm. Try to touch your shoulder with the side of your elbow. Do 30 seconds on each arm. This is probably the most important stretch for swimmers. Grab a pole or even a wall and make an arch with the side of your body. There are many variations you can do here. You can lean down a little more. You can switch your grip. You can arch more or twist your torso. There is no correct or incorrect way of doing this stretch. We are stretching a very big muscle. It attaches from the lower back to the front of your shoulder. When you feel the stretch, start to count 30 seconds. I can tell you right now, it is very different to kind of count on your head versus having a stopwatch counting the 30 seconds. Thanks for sending the video, and we'll see you next time. Swim smooth.